I used to think silence was the language of trust. Marie and I weren't the couple you'd see shouting in the street. No slamming doors, no thrown glasses. We were calm, controlled, a quiet kind of love. At least that's what I believed. Married 10 years, I knew her routines like the back of my hand. Her sighs, the way she brushed her teeth for exactly 2 minutes, the subtle tug at her wedding ring when she was nervous, or lying, and she'd been touching it a lot lately. The signs came in whispers. A new perfume, floral and light, replacing the vanilla scent she'd worn since our honeymoon. A gym bag tossed into the car, but no sweat when she returned. Her phone always tilted away when I entered the room. I didn't confront her, not then. I needed to be sure. Not just sure she was cheating, sure I wanted to do something about it. So I watched, I listened, I documented. I bought a small black notebook. Every time she lied, it went in there. Every late meeting, every weekend trip to her sister's that didn't line up. Texts, receipts, timelines. I became my own private investigator, but I wasn't looking for closure. I was looking for ammunition. The truth landed on a Tuesday. I came home early from work, unexpected. Her laptop was open on the dining table. She never left it open. I glanced, only a glance, but that was all it took. One email subject line, bold and unforgiving. Last night was unreal. I can still taste you. I didn't read further. I didn't need to. It was all the confirmation I'd waited for. I stood there in the warm quiet of our kitchen, and something inside me shattered. Not loud, not dramatic, just a slow internal tearing, like fabric giving way under years of pressure. She came home humming. I kissed her. I asked about her day. I made her favorite pasta. She smiled like everything was normal. That night, I made love to her while imagining her with him, and when she slept, I sat in the dark and opened my notebook. That was the beginning. Phase 1. Discovery. I needed a name, a face, a motive. Who was this man who thought he could crawl into my life and ruin it from the inside? The answer came quicker than I expected. Marie had her own red notebook, leather-bound with a brass clasp. I'd seen her scribbling in it late at night, whispering thoughts to pages. I'd respected it, respected her privacy. Not anymore. One night, while she showered, I found it, hidden under a false bottom in her vanity drawer. The kind of hiding place you use when you're writing secrets you know could destroy someone. His name was Evan. He was younger. Of course, fit, divorced. Ran a boutique photo studio downtown. She described him like a character in some bad romance novel. She wrote about the way he made her feel seen, like she was 20 again. She wrote about how she planned to leave me after our anniversary, so it hurts him less. Less, as if betrayal could be rationed. That was the moment I stopped grieving. That was the moment I started planning. Phase 2. Infiltration. I studied Evan like prey. Social media, business listings, client reviews. I learned where he jogged, what he drank, the brand of gum he chewed. He lived in a sleek downtown loft, all exposed brick and fake personality, the kind of man who arranged books by color. At first, I kept my distance. Then I started interfering. Fake reviews tanked his ratings. Spoofed emails canceled 3 major client sessions. I started slipping flyers for competing studios under his door. Small things, but enough to rattle him. I needed him unsteady. One night I picked his lock. No alarm, just an ego too big to think he needed one. Inside I found the photos. Marie, naked, laughing, dates scrawled on the back in his loopy handwriting. My hands shook. I wanted to burn the place to the ground. Instead, I left a note on his desk. She's not yours. She never was. I knew that would unnerve him, make him paranoid. I wanted him looking over his shoulder, second-guessing everything she said. It worked. According to Marie's new entries, he started pulling away, getting cold, questioning her. The irony nearly made me laugh out loud. She was watching the same story she wrote begin to crumble in her hands. Phase 3. Manipulation. Back home, I became the perfect husband. Flowers, candlelit dinners, weekend getaways. I watched her guilt bloom like bruises. She started pulling away from Evan. I could see it, the tension, the hesitation. He must have told her about the note. She started waking in the middle of the night, sweaty and disoriented. I held her close, kissed her forehead, told her everything was okay. She didn't know the war had already started. I left subtle breadcrumbs, pictures of us framed on her nightstand, our wedding song playing on random. I even started planning a renewal of vows ceremony. The look on her face when I brought it up, pure horror. But she nodded, smiled, said it was a beautiful idea. I watched her suffocate under her own lies. Phase 4, execution. Our anniversary dinner was a masterpiece. Five-star restaurant, champagne. I made a toast to second chances. She cried, whispered thank you, said she wanted to make things right. 3 days later, I messaged Evan from a burner phone. She told me everything. No cops. Just you and me. Let's talk like men. We met at an abandoned construction site. Fitting. He looked smaller than I expected. Scared. Defensive. I didn't know she was married, he said. But you knew she wasn't yours. I didn't punch him. Not this time. I handed him a USB. On it were screenshots, his own texts, messages to other women, proof that Marie was just a pastime. Give this to her, I said. Tell her it's from me. He didn't speak, just nodded. He never contacted her again. I know because I checked. Whatever illusion she had of him being her escape, gone in one clean slice. Final phase? Freedom. I left the next morning. No fight, no tears, just a red notebook on her pillow, mine this time. Every page filled with the story of her lies. Dated, cross-referenced, clinical. At the end, you killed us quietly. I returned the favor. I moved across the country, changed my name, started a new life. She called dozens of times, left voicemails full of sobs and regret. I never listened past the first 3 seconds. Sometimes I wonder what she felt when she realized I had known all along, that I had smiled, kissed her, held her, while sharpening the knife. But I don't regret it. I gave her peace while building her ruin, because this wasn't revenge. It was justice. And now, I sleep soundly. Silence isn't the language of trust anymore. It's the sound of victory. Epilogue. Months passed. Then a letter arrived. No return address, but the handwriting was unmistakable. Marie's. I read every page, it said. I deserved every word. You were never cruel. You were calculated. Maybe that's worse, but I understand. She ended it with a line that lingered in my mind. He made me feel young. You made me feel small. I burned the letter because I'm done listening to ghosts.